Well, hello, everyone. This is John Byrne with Poets and Quants. I'm here with a special guest today. Our Senate Court interview is with Martin Nance. Now, Martin was an NFL ball player. He actually went to Michigan Ross, I think, to transition into a whole new career. It was a huge success. He landed a job at Pepsico. And 4 months ago, he landed what many would consider to be a dream job, really, Executive VP and Chief Marketing Officer for the Minnesota Vikings. Martin, welcome.
John, thank you so much. I'm happy to be with you and excited to jump in today. Thank you.
Fantastic. Well, Martin, first off, congratulations on the new role. You spent a little over 8 years at Pepsi, had a wonderful marketing career there. And this is like an incredible achievement to go back to a league that you actually started in and played in as a wide receiver for more than 3 years.
That's right. It's a full circle opportunity for me to rejoin an organization that I was a part of as a player and saw it from the athlete side, but to now return and join the front office and join a great leadership team, join a great organization. It's just been a really exciting transition for me. I'm enjoying it and looking forward to the season and seasons to come.
Now, give us a sense for how this all happened. And maybe we go back to your decision to go to Michigan Ross and get an MBA. Clearly, it was, like most MBA students in full-time programs, an opportunity to do a career switch. Bring us back to those days.
That's right. It's funny, the seeds were planted during those years that I spent actually here in Minnesota as a player. I had an opportunity to connect with a good friend, Joffrey Wilson, who was interning at General Mills at the time. He was a Michigan Ross student, and he was just navigating a summer internship here in the Twin Cities at General Mills. And through our conversations and the relationship, he started to talk to me about the great experience he was having at Michigan and the great network of people he joined and the relationships he was building. And that's really what planted the seed for me to look closer at the Michigan Ross program and think about how I could potentially use that as a transition later on in life. And I went on and I did some executive education at HBS through the NFL. And again, just one more seed that was planted to say, hey, the MBA could serve as a opportunity, a terrific opportunity to transition once football was over. And so that's what I did. And years later, here I am kind of circling back, but it's been a fun ride.
And what was really cool about it is that actually it was an internship, a summer internship between your first and second year at PepsiCo, that then you came back to campus, obviously with a full-time offer. You took it. You joined right after you graduated. You spent over 8 years there in different marketing roles, a number of promotions. How did that MBA set you up for success?
I think the Michigan experience, specifically Michigan Ross, just really got me into some outstanding hands-on learning experiences and opportunities. To be able to step in and consult for a real company, kind of in real life situations. It set not only did it expose me to the real world, but it essentially gave me what I like to reference as an internship 1.0. This was, an opportunity to jump in a real life situation within the safe environment of school before then going on and doing an internship with PepsiCo, where it felt as though I was kind of going through the process for a second time, having already spent time with a real company as a student. So just, again, a terrific setup from that standpoint. The network has been excellent. I've formed so many great friends who have helped me navigate career and challenging situations from a leadership perspective. So the Michigan experience has truly been, that 360 experience for me that I've fully enjoyed.
And I'm sure, leadership development is obviously a key part of the MBA experience. Can you tell us a little bit about what that was like at Ross? And then how you evolved over the years with your own leadership style.
Yeah, when I think of leadership and leadership development, it is so critical that you learn through real life experiences. And one of the classes that really stood out for me was an opportunity to essentially show up to class in a role playing exercise each time that we got together. So the professor was excellent. They assigned roles to each student in the class. We did a lot of kind of pre-work to prepare for those conversations. But then when you show up to class, you had to step into the role of a politician or a business leader or a social advocate, and really take on the stance and position that that individual would have. So it created empathy. It created kind of athleticism in terms of navigating conversation and conflict and challenging situations. Really, just an outstanding experience for me to learn and grow as a leader. And that's just one example of experiences that I think that the program put me in to really help me grow my leadership capability. And I've leaned on a lot of those experiences throughout the course of my career.
Do you have a favorite leader? Someone you look up to?
Wow, so many, probably a little bit of recency bias, but I've formed a close relationship with Kevin Warren. He's the commissioner at the Big Ten. But he and I have, really started to get close, and I have so much respect for how he has navigated, a challenging transition into his role at the Big Ten. Navigating the pandemic. He does it with grace and treats people with such great empathy and respect. So he's definitely, high on my list. And as I look across my life, my father is an example who stands out to me, someone I've seen, day in and day out, just lead with great character and great resolve. So I've been fortunate to rub shoulders with some leaders that I have great respect for.
Now, I know obviously to be a professional athlete is incredibly demanding on every level, physically, psychologically, requires a lot of practice and a lot of discipline. And I'm thinking that actually, to be a leader requires you to flex your muscles and requires a lot of practice and discipline as well. Is there an equivalency between the two?
I think the thing that comes to mind is resiliency. Being able to, get knocked down, pop up, brush yourself off, look forward to the next challenge that's in front of you. Learn from your mistakes, but not, avoid letting them weigh you down. All of those are lessons that I think I draw from kind of my years as an athlete. And, that has really helped me navigate all of the different bumps in the road or curveballs that have come my way. I've been able to really try to use that athlete mindset to help sort through that. And then teamwork, knowing how to lean on others or support others or learn and count on your learn from and count on your teammates. All of those things are lessons that I tied back to my years as an athlete, really starting back with, little league soccer and baseball and football and basketball. I started to pick up those lessons.
I think the analogy is good too, because obviously you make mistakes as an athlete, right?
That's right.
And you learn from the mistakes and then you move on and you evolve. And I'm sure that that's true in managing and leading as well.
That's right. It's the concept of fail fast. You hear people talk about that a lot from a leadership perspective, from an entrepreneurial perspective. But athletes have to practice that same approach on a daily basis. You're going to make mistakes. Things aren't going to always go the way you plan it, but you have to be resilient and be able to bounce back and learn from those mistakes so that you can move forward and improve.
Now, Martin, can you share a professional experience where you learned a valuable leadership lesson?
Absolutely. I think as a leader, you look back to the last year and a half, it has been just so challenging for everyone. And as a leader, I really had to be mindful of not only the challenges that I was navigating individually, but bring a lot of empathy to the table to make sure that I was being considerate of all of the individuals within my team, both at PepsiCo on the Gatorade business, as well as now with the Minnesota Vikings, trying to be very thoughtful about what people were having to navigate in their individual lives, and uh, all of the decisions that we've been faced with along the way, whether it's vaccination decisions or decisions with respect to social justice and how we speak about that and how we bring it to life within the workplace. Those situations and experiences have been great learnings for me, great learnings for my leadership from a leadership perspective, and things I think, those are things I'll take with me for the rest of my career. So it's been a really unique year for us all, but I think it's taught us all so many really powerful leadership lessons about empathy. And I hope that that has helped me to become a better leader. And I hope I can take that with me to improve as I go forward.
Martin, a lot of people say that a full-time MBA program over that 2-year period is a transformational experience. And I wonder if you can reflect on who you were when you joined that program and who you became when you left it and joined PepsiCo.
Yeah, that's right. I wish my wife was here to to describe that transformation. She has always done an excellent job, kind of helping me, be mindful and self-aware, and think about ways in which I can build and improve and grow. But going into the program, I think I had a pretty clear perspective, but coming out of the program, not only did I have a clear perspective, but I think I had a very broad perspective of the world, of business, of what it takes to be a leader. It just broadened my perspective in so many different ways, through the classroom, through the student experience, but also through the relationships and the network that I was able to develop within the Michigan Ross program. So yes, truly a transformational experience for me. I felt pretty confident and capable going in, but you have these eye-opening experiences where you kind of gain some perspective and realize there's a much bigger world out there. And through that, I've just found myself again with a much greater appetite for learning, a greater appetite for kind of true teamwork, and like I mentioned before, just incorporating an empathetic approach. Those are all things that I think have been shaped and molded, or were shaped and molded as I went through the Michigan Ross program.
Right. And PepsiCo is known as, and it's an incredible company. There's so many people who move on from PepsiCo into big positions of leadership, and that's been true for many years. It's thought to be an academy of its own. I wonder, in all your years at PepsiCo, if you can reflect back on some of the key moments that really made a difference in terms of setting you up for success now.
Yeah, PepsiCo is a fantastic, fantastic company, great people. I was really drawn to PepsiCo because of the people. It sounds a bit cliche, but that truly is what drew me in and what brought me into PepsiCo. I was able to get exposure and learn under some fantastic leaders, people who have gone on and done great work. One person that comes to mind is Kenny Mitchell. He's the CMO at Snapchat, a great friend and mentor. But just getting an opportunity to learn, under really smart, talented leaders and people. I have great friends that I developed throughout my time at PepsiCo. And as I look back to some specific experiences that really helped to shape me, one that comes to mind is really within my first a few months on the job, the leader of my team, John Shea, also a Michigan Ross alumni, he pulled me aside and said, "Hey, Martin, you know, you're going to make mistakes along the way, but I want you to make them going 100 miles an hour. I'd rather you make some mistakes at full speed versus get everything right going half speed." And that just gave me, great sense of um, freedom in terms of bringing my ideas to the table, pushing the ball forward, being very much a go-getter in terms of accomplishing things or taking risk or trying new things. So I think that nugget has really stuck with me. I've tried to instill that into people within my teams as well. So that's an early experience that stands out. Also, some great opportunities to develop my marketing skills really across the world. You know, PepsiCo's footprints truly spans the globe. And so I got a chance to work in places like Australia and Brazil and throughout Europe. And those were just fantastic ways to see business come to life in other cultures, within other countries and continents. So PepsiCo was an outstanding place for me to learn and grow, and I definitely appreciate the opportunity that I was extended during my time there.
I love what that early mentor from PepsiCo told you, because to me it just it transforms you in a way. It frees you to make a lot of decisions a lot fast. And it also tells you, hey, we're not a bureaucracy. We want you to be an entrepreneur within this big company of ours.
Absolutely. Within kind of that same experience, I can remember, joining full time out of business school. Here I am, a student right out of school, and looking at the zeros on some of the deals that I was having to work through, and having a bit of shock, in the beginning days, but just recognizing the scope and scale and really the platform that I was able to be a part of was outstanding. It has really equipped me again to make tough decisions and navigate situations that require some fortitude, some bravery, and again, just owe a ton to my experience there at PepsiCo, and the group there, specifically at Gatorade, was just outstanding.
Now, there are a whole lot of 20-somethings watching this, Martin, and I wonder if you could give advice to your younger self when you were in your late 20s, early 30s, going through that educational experience. What advice would it be?
Yeah, two things stand out. First is the people, really just lean into the people that you're surrounded by. The top MBA programs around the country have just excellent cohorts that they bring together. And to me, that represents the biggest value that you can take away from an MBA program, are the relationships and the network that you develop. So really lean in and bring your full self to the table and soak up as much as you can from the people that you're surrounded by. That would probably be kind of advice piece number one. Number two is, don't be in a hurry to race to the top, if you will. You can easily get swept up in this energy of wanting to climb, which, is natural, but also enjoy the ride, enjoy where you're at in the process. Because I think back to some of the experiences I had as a junior marketer or as a mid-level manager, just kind of once in a lifetime opportunities that frankly, I won't get to have again. And so you really just need to recognize that there's great value in each step of the process, each step of the journey. And so soak it up, enjoy it, and be present. Those are the things that I think I'd probably urge my younger self to absorb and take in.
That's really great advice. I mean, and that's something that resonates with me. When you're too focused on the next step, you're not enjoying and absorbing the one you're on,
That's right.
which is really important to do if you want to just have a good life.
That's right. Absolutely.
Well, Martin, good luck to you and congratulations again on your new role at the Minnesota Vikings. How exciting. We're looking forward to a great season, and we're going to watch out for, what kind of new cool things you're going to do in the marketing area for the team.
That's right. Please keep your eye on the Vikings. We welcome the support. John, I appreciate the time today, but look forward to hosting you all at US Bank Stadium. And as you said, keep an eye open for some new and interesting things. We're excited about what's to come.
Sounds good. Martin, thanks so much.
All right. Thank you so much. Take care.
All right. This is John Brennan with Poets and Quants. We've been speaking to Martin Nance, who is the new executive vice president and chief of marketing at the Minnesota Vikings, and of course, the Michigan Ross MBA alum. Watch us, keep us in tune for all of our other Center Court events. We'll see you soon.